Welcome to Recap Our Studio.
Suzanne Simonin, the family's youngest daughter, is put to a convent by her parents. She has a natural gift for music, and the convent recognizes it even during her postulancy. Suzanne anticipates her parents' arrival following her sister's wedding. Her family, however, want for her to don the veil and become a nun. Being a nun had never been her calling, and she had no desire to become one. Everyone attempted to persuade her to go on religious probation, but she was unconvinced. Suzanne finally succumbs to the Mother Superior, the one who treats her lovingly and affords her comfort, on the day she is to make her final vows. She couldn't bring herself to proclaim that she is taking the vows of her own free choice, so the conference sends her back home, where her parents, particularly her father, are not pleased with her presence. Soon after, she discovers that she is the illegitimate child of her mother's adulterous affair, and that her biological father is unaware of her existence. Later in the afternoon, Suzanne's mother appears and tells her a bit about her biological father before begging her to wear the veil to atone for her misdeeds, fearful that her mother may grow to despise her. She has no option but to accept it. After a few days, word of their family problems spread. Almost all of the convents have refused to accept her, but Mother Superior's convent, St. Marie, has agreed to take her back. Suzanne's mother sets her off to the convent the next day with a promise to see her the following days. At the convent went by routinely for her, partly because Mother Superior often offers her with the assistance she needs. Suzanne receives her sister's necklace from her mother a few days before she takes her vows. 2 days after the last vows are said, Suzanne awakens in the hospital. She has been comatose for 2 days and has no memory of taking vows. Within the next several days, a new mother, Sister Christine, has been assigned to the convent. When Suzanne inquires about Mother Superior, she receives little to no reaction. Later, she learns that Mother Superior was murdered by Sister Benedict, a mentally ill nun. She bursts into tears just thinking about it. With the entrance of Sister Christine, things begin to alter around the convent. Meanwhile, Suzanne's life is turned upside down as she begins to defy the convent's newly imposed regulations. In confession, she is barred from receiving male visitors. Other sisters first ignore her and refuse to speak to her, but as time passes, they turn against her and begin tormenting her. However, it does not end there. They do not feed her properly, and she faints as a result of malnourishment. During this moment, the only one who actually cares about her is her friend, sister, or soon she will take care of Suzanne and feed her. After that, she slips out after recovering her health and carries a bottle of ink, a pen, and some papers into her chamber. She then proceeds to spill her life tale into the newspaper. She was able to conceal those documents beneath the floorboard only a few seconds before Sister Christine entered the room the following morning. Without delay, she asks Suzanne to explain the paper and pen, and Suzanne says she threw away the paper after scribbling on it. Regardless, does Sister Christine or the other 2 nuns examine her room? After failing to discover anything, she then orders them to strip her naked. The humiliation continues, and then comes the punishment. She is forced to walk through the stairs full of glass shards and is locked in a solitary cell only after she agrees to obey Sister Christine, and once she is out of the cell, Sister Christine makes her swear not to tell anyone about the incident. She then told Suzanne that she would be performing at Tenebrae in front of the visitors. When she returned to her room, she finds the hidden documents and continues to write. The following morning, she feels Sister Errol Sue can assist her in contacting a lawyer to obtain her release from the convent, so she entrusts her writings to her sister. Soon after, she vows to discuss the situation with her mother and do all in her ability on Friday. When Mom arrives to attend the occasion, she informs the girls that they should anticipate an answer from the lawyer shortly. Soon later, Paul Minotti, a lawyer, pays Suzanne a visit and informs her that the annulment of her vows is in the works, but no decision has been reached. When questioned about what to do with a written confession, she allows him to do anything he wants before bidding or saying goodbye. Paul pledges to write any progress to her as soon as possible. Sister Christine is taken into a room when word of Suzanne's plea to leave the convent reaches her ears, and she shames Suzanne for lying and for taking the vows lightly, unable to bear it any longer. Suzanne constantly sobs and begs to be let to go. Finally, Sister Christine determines that she is being possessed by evil and even asks Bitzer to pray for her. After that, she humiliates Suzanne in front of everyone and punishes her. Suzanne is given thin bedding, is not permitted to wear her nun uniform, and is barred from accessing the chapel for prayer. Furthermore, her companion sister asks to not reduce their torture of her. A bishop visits the monastery one day and quizzes Suzanne about her current situation. She honestly answers every question he throws at her and recounts what she's gone through. The bishop then goes to visit Suzanne's chamber and notices the horrible condition of the place. Seeing all of this, he declares Sister Christine unworthy of her title and advises her to file a complaint with His Grace. A few days later, Paul pays another visit to Suzanne and asks whether she received his letter. He also tells her that her request was refused during their chat. She even learns that Ursula Green's only condition is that she never sees Suzanne again after her mother has done all within their means to transfer her. However, after some time, his mother and Paul's efforts are rewarded when they are able to move Suzanne to another convent. Paul personally brings her to their new convent. Suzanne is greeted cordially by the Mother Superior and the other nuns. She doesn't have to worry about decent bedding or appropriate food in this convent, and Mother Superior takes special care and interest in Suzanne's life back home, freely praising her skill for playing the piano and singing. Meanwhile, despite Suzanne's promise that she is not competing with her, Sister Torres sees Suzanne as a competition and sees the Mother Superior and Suzanne's closeness as a danger to her relationship with her. She warns her not to meet the Mother Superior again once Suzanne has finished practicing the piano. Mother Superior stands alongside her and tenderly rubs her head and shoulder, but Sister Torres appears and stops her, unable to bear the spectacle. Although Tella's chat with Suzanne does not seem to be malevolent in nature, it does serve as a reminder to the girl to be extra cautious. Mother Superior summoned Suzanne to her chamber one day and said that she did not love her. Suzanne claims that she is not an ungrateful child since she does not love her mother and wonders what she needs do to show her love for her Mother Superior. Suzanne feels afraid to kiss her mother. She swiftly kisses her Mother Superior's brow. This does not please Mother Superior, and she has requested us to do it again. This time, she follows Suzanne's body, which shocks the child one evening while Suzanne is discussing her background, causing Mother Superior to cry. When she learns that Suzanne's first Mother Superior has a particular place in her heart at night, her tone becomes tinged with jealousy. The Mother Superior enters her chamber, stating that her narrative has kept her up, and she leaps into her bed, her eyes welling up with tears. She crawls under the cover, grabs Suzanne, and motions for her to come closer. She even takes a risk and kisses Suzanne, but the doorbell rings and she departs the following day. The Mother Superior asks Suzanne whether she slept well and reminds her that her sister Tota is awake, but Suzanne requests that she not do so. Mother Superior instructs Suzanne not to inform Father Mona Anti about what occurred last night. In her admission. However, she does precisely what Mother Superior warned her not to do and discloses Mother Superior's strange conduct towards her as well as what occurred the night before. Hearing this, Father Moden say instructs her to reject Mother's peculiar invitation in the future. Then he orders her to spend the night praying in the chapel. Late at night, Mother Superior appears and begs her not to ignore her, as well as claiming that the Father turns everyone she loves against her. She also claims that he is the one that drove Tella insane. Nonetheless, news about Mother Superior spreads throughout the convent, and all the sisters begin to stare at her strangely. So Mother Superior no longer hides her passion with Suzanne and approaches her openly, terrifying the girl and pleading for aid. Mother Superior is eventually led into her chamber by other sisters, but her passion has already taken possession of her, and her mental condition is impacted as a result. In addition, Auntie visits Suzanne and surreptitiously delivers her a key to the back door. He informs her that her guardian is planning her escape and that she must appear on the low road at dawn, where a henchman would be waiting for her. Furthermore, he adds that he owes her a confession and admits that he did not choose the life he is living and was compelled like her, therefore he wishes her the life she desired. As per the Father's instructions. She emerges at dawn and meets a guy who has been waiting for her. He leads her to the wagon where Paul waits, and they go out. When Suzanne wakes up in a massive home and proceeds to explore it, she discovers her manuscript on the table in the main room. As she passes through the front door, she notices a large garden with a water fountain in front of her, but just then, a guy approaches from the side. This man is Marquis, her biological father's son. He claims that their father died immediately after seeing his daughter for the first time. It turns out that the lawyer went out of his way to discover and contact Suzanne's biological father, with whom he plotted her escape, and that before his death, he allowed his son read Suzanne's manuscript to warn him.